Well, greetings, Blade fans. This old sword with you. And today could be Tanto Tuesday, but it's not Tuesday. It's a Monday. But you can view this on a Tuesday and you can have a fine time with Tanto Tuesday. At any rate, I thought I'd bring you some of my Tanto collection. One of the qualifications is that it be a chisel point angled tip Americanized type Tanto of one variety or another. And I have these 7 really great examples, all a little different. Why don't we begin? And by the way, specs and whatnot are not going to be given. All of these have been reviewed, and details are available at those reviews or at your favorite merchant online. Here is the Artisan Tasset, designed by Dirk Pinkerton. A beautiful knife, also offered in all titanium. This is half carbon fiber and half titanium with a Damascus blade, stainless Damascus. There is Mr. Pinkerton's design moniker right there. And this is, I believe, either an AUS 10, VG10. I know in the past Artisan has said that their Damascus is S35VN. So I'm going to call it that. I know there are various ideas about the composition. I'm not going to get into that. It's ergonomically friendly. It is thin. Artisan is branded on the back strap, the back spacer. Nice titanium clip, blue pivots around, and it stops right there on those studs. Some people are able to open it with that. I have not been able to leverage it open with those blade stops, I'll call them. But we have a large, easily used flipper tab. It's not a long blade, but again, fits the hand. Very comfy for, I would call it a medium small sort of a knife. Let's jump to one you don't hear about too often. This is the Reich V2. One of the nicest grinds for a Tanto blade that's in the collection, regardless of what you feel about the rest of the knife. And there's nothing bad to say about it, actually. Steel on this one is N690, as I recall. I don't know that it's branded. All you're going to see on this is the V2. You're not even going to see Reich's name. So minimal billboarding, minimal branding. Deep carry clip, pretty much. It is a robust tip. Easy in and out of the pocket, but holds on nice and snugly. Got a milled out black G10 handle. Interesting hole there that you actually can use to flip it open if you catch it just right. There we go. Kind of looks like the crosshairs in a scope. Locks up tight. It's a big knife. Lots of handle. Lots of blade. I think this is coming in close to 4-inch, a little under. Liner lock. Not everybody loves the jumper, the jumper flipper tab. I do, because wherever you catch it, pretty much it opens. You can come in front, do a light switch. You can do kind of a push button. Works for all of them. Nice detent. Not going to shake free. And just an overall really class knife, and I think you can pick these up for about $100. Reich V2. Let's go to an odd one. Mr. Max Tkachuk designed this for a concept, and this is the Lucky Star. Very similar to the Prickle, except the Tanto is even more elongated and more radical than the Prickle. And it's ventilated pretty well. It is a thin knife, top to bottom, and yet fairly long. I think comes in around 3.5 inches, maybe a bit longer. 3.6-ish. Lots of nice jimping, a whole ton of it there on the blade. Titanium handles, S35VN. How about that? I mean, is that a crazy Tanto or what? There's Max's moniker, maker's mark. Frame lock, hardened steel insert. Not really drop shutty, it's extremely light, and it is, yes, it's a front flipper. Front flippers aren't amongst my favorite, but this was unique enough that I did pick one up from White Mountain as soon as they came out. Titanium clip, a lot of meat there. Well centered, beautiful knife. How about the Bastinelli Gecko? It is a Tanto. It's an elongated Tanto with the edge severely dropped, yet not below the guard. Can be waved open, even though we don't have any traction there, but it works for me. Just pulling it back against the pocket on the draw snaps it right open. Deep carry clip for sure. Titanium on one side and kind of a gray-green micarta, linen micarta on the other side. Very flat stonewash blade. Just a flat gray, hardly any texturing to that stonewash. Made by Fox Knives in Italy. And it is N690CO. Ergonomically, an amazing knife. Just hooks right into the hand. If you choose to go point down, very, very effective point down. Great ergos point down, point up. Action is great. Has kind of a tall flipper tab. You may or may not like that in your pocket. I suppose it could be shortened a little bit. And there is no jimping on it. Doesn't really need it because you can get a hold of that quite well. Did a review on this fairly recently. Check it out. How about a Hogue EX03, designed by Alan Olishowitz. Now that is an amazing Tanto grind. That's a harpoon Tanto. If you don't like harpoons, you might even actually like this. Got a high enough grind, 154 cm by the way, and a glass-filled nylon handle, and their glass-filled nylon is tough enough you could run a truck over it. I think they've tested it like that. These are tough knives. Also makes it light, actually a little blade heavy. Push button plunge lock with a backup safety. Looks like an automatic, but isn't. But they do have these, I believe, set up as autos if you can find one. Got a 2 attachment point clip. This clip is aftermarket. This is a Pops clip that I ordered because I wanted a deep carry and didn't like the wide spoon clip that these come with. I'm not a big fan of those on Hogue, so all my Hogues have been changed over to a deep carry clip, either their own or somebody else's. Easy to open this up by pushing the button or the thumb stud. It's a large knife, full 4 inches on the blade. and well over 9 inches overall, with a pommel, pointed pommel for whatever. Not sure it's hard enough to break glass, but it might. Ergonomically friendly handle with just a swoop in there and one finger choil. Feels great in the hand, very flat. Got some traction on the back of the handle. Made in the USA, by the way. All the Hogue knives are. That is the Hogue EX03. Narrowing it down, another Hogue, the K320. K320 comes in auto and not, comes in Tanto and drop point. I've got the drop point auto. You can check out that review as well. Ergonomically very friendly knife. Got a real finger choil that isn't going to cut you when you choke up. Again, this is an FRN handle made out of the same material as the previous knife. 4 attachment points and an amazingly unique deep carry clip with this ventilation on here that grabs, so when you go in your pocket and pull this out, you've got a lot of traction. That's I think a great idea. And they call this their Piranha traction, or Piranha grip. It really grabs quite well, but it doesn't abrade the clothing. And the same thing here on the EX03. Very grippy. It's a neat idea, and it works. You can also get this in a desert tan now, I believe, all desert tan, blade and handle. And I think you can get those in autos as well as Tanto, as well as drop point. So like 4 varieties. Lanyard hole, just as a working knife goes, hard to beat this. Got a thumb ramp in there, not really a ramp, kind of a swoosh. I keep borrowing the name from Bob DeMarco. So yep, it's a swoosh. It is their Able lock system. So you pull back and you can flip it open and closes just as easily. Can be, didn't do it quite too well. Spidey flicked. There's a fair amount of tension. So right at this point, it's not real loose. There's some pretty good spring tension there. And these come through extremely sharp. That is the Hogue K320 Tanto manual. Last and certainly not least, the lightweight of the bunch. I think this comes in around 2.5 ounces. The Beg Lighter by Kaiser in the Tanto form. Comes in a drop point as well as Tanto, as well as a budget version, I think around $60 or so, which I've reviewed as well. Great EDC knife. All carbon fiber. That's what makes this so light, with a steel inserted liner on one side. Easily accessible liner. Really smooth. Yeah, you can feel it. Not a strong detent on it. You may or may not like that, but look at the Tanto grind. Look at that hollow transition to flat with the blood groove. S35 VN on this. And Beg Lighter, Beg Lighter. And I used to know the designer on this. Starts with an A. Oh, maybe I'll think of it, maybe I won't. But you can look up my other review on this knife and you will see it. You may immediately know the design group that designed the Beg Lighter series. Great jimping, kind of that close together, what I call file-like jimping. Wide open construction with 2 pillars. Nice titanium pocket clip. Just a lot of people really love the aesthetics on this knife. We'll bring them all back out again for the finale. Not in any particular order. But here they be. Squeeze them in there one way or the other. And I'm challenged by the Lucky Stars front flipper. Got to practice more. Let's put them here for the final shot. The tacit. Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. It's been a little bit of a long one. I think I'm coming in around 15.5 minutes. If you like this, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. This Old Sword, signing out.